A long time ago, during the reign of King Darius, there was a very special man. His name was Daniel. Say hello, Daniel. Hey kids, I'm Daniel, and I'm special. Why was Daniel so special, you ask? Well, he was very faithful, always responsible, and completely trustworthy. And because Daniel was always faithful, responsible, and trustworthy, the king highly favored him. In fact, the king wanted Daniel to oversee the entire empire. Unfortunately, this made the other king's men very, very jealous. And so, these jealous men wanted to get rid of Daniel so they could be loved by the king. They got together and made plans to chase Daniel away. But Daniel was a very perfect man, and he had no flaws. All of a sudden, one of the evil men came up with a really evil plan.
Daniel loves God very, very much. Let's use that against him.
They wanted to use Daniel's faith in God to get rid of him. Oh no! And so, the evil men took their evil plan and brought it to the king. They convinced the king to make a rule saying that for a whole month, people wouldn't be allowed to pray to God. And if they did, they would be thrown into the lion's den. The king was forced to agree. Now, this rule was a big problem for Daniel because he would pray 3 times a day every single day. So Daniel decided to ignore the rule and kept on praying because he loved God. But this was a part of the evil man's plan all along. They knew that Daniel loved God and they knew that he would break the rule. So they came in and arrested him. And when the king learned that Daniel was going to be thrown into the lion's den, he became very, very sad. And because of the rule that he signed, he could do nothing to save Daniel. But right before the evil men took Daniel away, the king gave him these words of encouragement.
Daniel, may your God whom you serve so faithfully rescue you.
That night, the king was so worried about Daniel that he couldn't sleep even for a second. So the very next morning, the king ran out of his bed, still in his pajamas, and went to check if Daniel was okay. And when the king reached the lion's den, he shouted down to Daniel,
Daniel, are you okay? Did your God protect you?
And Daniel shouted back, Yes, God sent an angel and closed the mouths of the lions. I am safe and special. And of course, the king was very happy to hear that Daniel was safe and sound. Then the king gave an order to arrest those evil men that planned to get rid of Daniel. He wanted them thrown into the lion's den. And so, Daniel lived happily ever after, and because of his great faith in God, many people came to believe. The end.